Good day, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Zeus, and today we're doing a player review on Team of the Season so far, Mauro Icardi. Obviously, yesterday, Team of the Season so far dropped, most consistent / community, whatever they're calling it now, and this was the SBC that came along with it. A 90 rated striker, 90 pace, 88 dribbling, 92 shooting, 83 physical. He looks like a fantastic card. And today I'm going to be building a squad around him, which I'll show you in a second, and going through what I thought of him as a player, and is he worth the 150,000 coins that you're going to have to put aside to pay for this player, either in untradables or going out and buying cards in the market. First of all, as you can see, he played 9 games for me, got 7 goals, 2 assists. This is all in champs between +5 and +10 form, and he played as a central striker on his own in either a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, which I'll go and show the tactics in a second. I'll look at the in-game stats first. First thing you'll notice, on a tall striker that's a bit of a goal scorer, like a Lewandowski type, it's really good to see that he's got good agility and balance. A lot of strikers like this really struggle, and that's what lets them down, but the base stats on his card for agility and balance are brilliant. Reactions, composure, fantastic. All the dribbling stats are really good. 99 jumping, which is not really useful with scoring headers, but for winning headers from goal kick stuff is actually really useful. 87 strength. I'll be honest, in game it doesn't feel like 87 strength. He actually feels a bit weak compared to that stat, but you know, it's definitely not a really weak player. It's just weak compared to what I'd say 87 strength should feel like. Good pace. Brilliant shooting stats, you know, shot power and finishing, attacking position, all brilliant. Volleys, penalties are irrelevant, and long shots does come into effect sometimes, but not particularly. And the fact that short passing is good as well as another thing is brilliant, because you're not going to be doing too much passing with him as just like lone striker, but you do need a little bit of the ability to just make a quick 1-2 on the edge of the box and stuff like that. Finally, we'll go into his traits. Solid player, doesn't really matter. Power header can matter. Again, if you actually get ahead of him, it doesn't really happen. But outside of the foot shot is great. For near post shooting, outside of the foot shot is really, really good trait. So overall, the card looks really solid. There's nothing that is glaringly wrong with it. Usually, like I said, cards like this, agility and balance will be bad, or the stamina will be really, really bad, or the shooting stats really bad. But it looks really, really solid. This is the team I've built around him. Some key players that I use all the time, and it's been a really solid squad overall. You'll see from the gameplay, I've chopped and changed a few players. Politano comes in for a bit, McGeady comes off the bench quite a lot, and Di Maria did really hinder Icardi to begin with. I ended up switching the team about just because of him. He's just a little bit behind the power curve of the game, and playing in the ELO he was really struggling to help Icardi out. So you'll notice that in the first few games. So if we go into the custom tactics now. So these are my standard defensive tactics. So this is the main formation that I play unless I'm go 1 goal down or I'm chasing a game towards the end and I'm not winning. And see, Icardi's up on his own. And the main formation I'm trying this weekend with an emphasis on a lot of pressing is playing Icardi as a striker in a 4-3-3 attack. And he's been really good in that position overall. So that's how I've set the squad up. That's the in-game stats and how he looks on paper. Let's go into the gameplay so you guys can see how he looks and feels in game. Okay, so moving on to the gameplay, and you can start to see how the team and Icardi play in game. I actually found him to be really, really useful as a designated finisher, as long as I'm playing a really slow style of FIFA. So if I was building the ball up, playing passes from midfield, am I just really taking my time to get the ball up the pitch? Icardi was brilliant at finding space in the final third. He'd take 1 step and then quickly shoot. That was his strength. His shooting in and around the box was fantastic. Of all the shots he had, it was either a brilliant save from the goalkeeper or it went in. It was very, very rare that he missed a sitter, which I did miss a few sitters this weekend, which was horrible, but Icardi was never the perpetrator of them. As I said before, the team did let him down slightly. I had Di Maria as the left wing for the vast majority of the beginning of the gameplay, and Di Maria really struggled to get involved in the game as much as I wanted him to, so he subbed off, and that detracted from what Icardi could do because he was very isolated. Once I changed the team around, however, he did really start to come through for me. The lack of 4-star skills for me on a striker just makes him useless at this point. You either need someone like Bucci, his prime or icon moments card, where he hasn't got the skills, but he's got the dribbling and the agility and the pace to just burst from people with left stick dribbling and getting behind that way. Or you need someone like Adama Traore or Ryan Kent, who just lights out fast and you can just balls over and they're going to get on the end of them and eventually score one. Who's got the skills and the dribbling and the agility to take a ball into feet, ball roll them, scoop turn them, do a little bit of skills on the edge of the box and get around them. Because Icardi doesn't have any of those three things, he really gets isolated and left on his own really easily. You know, I was trying to feed the ball into his feet and turn with him and shoot. He wouldn't be able to turn, he'd miscontrol the ball, he's like a weird angle and I'd have to reset and pass it to somebody else. So overall, his weaknesses are really his agility isn't as good on the card. He doesn't feel agile in game. He feels really heavy and really clunky. Although his shooting is fantastic, getting him in a position where he can shoot is very, very difficult. And I found overall that I was scoring more with my midfielders as opposed to him, because I basically use him as like a turret, or I'd fake passing the ball to him and then pass it to one of the wingers, and then they'd be the one to actually get the goal because they have the skills and the agility and to get around people and get the goal in. I think in lower divisions and for icon swaps, for example, the Ligue 1 team, they're really good. In rivals from like kind of Div 3, Div 4 below, he'd be really good. But when you're coming up against Virgil van Dijk, flashback David Luiz, Ronald Koeman's prime moments, these kind of defenders, he just goes missing. He's just lost in aim and he really suffers as a central striker. Would I play him in a double pivot strikers with two up front in a 4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2? I think he could actually be a lot better in those kind of formations. They don't work for me personally, this is why I didn't play him there. But I think having somebody else to play 1-2s off would actually be the way that I'd go with Icardi, because he has the shooting, so if you can fashion chances for him to shoot, he will bury them. But it's just being able to create those chances is actually really, really difficult. And so overall, I'd say he's probably better with the two up front as opposed to the way I played him. But as a card, I think if you can get him into a team and you can build the right team around him, he'd be really useful for you. I mean, like in gameplay, some of the goals he scored were fantastic for me. You know, like outside of the box finesse shot that goes in off the post, which was really clutch in that game. He scored a couple of games I only won 1-0 and he was the man to make the difference. So he was definitely like a 7 or 8 out of 10 striker. But now, when you've got all of these Team of the Season cards about to come out and you've got only a finite amount of coins and things in your club, he isn't the man I think people should be building their whole strike forces on. If I was going to do this again and play with him again, I definitely would go with a 4-2-2 with him and someone like Mbappe up front, so that you have somebody who's quick and agile that can be the deeper striker that makes all of the chances for him. And then with Icardi, you just get the ball down the line or get the ball in behind and then play it to him in space, and he will be able to bury the chance without too much of an issue. So guys, that's the end of the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it helped you to get an idea of the kind of player that Icardi is. Overall, as you can tell from the video, I'm not his biggest fan. I don't think he's not really blown me away. He's not the best card I've ever played with or anything like that. So the big question is, should you do him? Well, I think if you've got a Ligue 1 team, I've got an Argentinian team, maybe you've got Diego Maradona from Icon Swap, so you can fit him in quite easily to your team. Or if you just fancy, you've got 150k lying about and you'd fancy having a striker from your Ligue 1 team for the Icon Swaps, it's a little bit better, then he's definitely worth doing. You know, he's a really solid 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 striker that will get you a decent amount of goals at, you know, Division 4 or below. If you have only got 150,000 coins, or you're expecting this to be your talismanic striker in the weekend league, I really would avoid this card. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's got the attributes that are meta in this game, and you could definitely take that 150,000 coins and use him to get a far better striker. So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like the video down below, subscribe to the channel if you're looking for player reviews and squad builders throughout Team of the Season. I'm looking to get the newly just released Laporte and put him into a team with some other objective cards and seeing a cool squad we could make with the objective cards that have come out so far. Comment down below if you've packed any of the Team of the Seasons and any of the Team of the Seasons you'd like me to review. I think I'm definitely going to do one with Thiago Alcantara card because he looks amazing and I love that player. But for now, guys, that's it. See you guys later. Have a lovely day.